Welcome back to Behind the Caution Tape. I'm your host, CrashLit. Currently back home in Newport, and this is the first episode I've done since graduating from USC over the weekend. So definitely still excited to bring you a lot of news because there's still stuff going down. So let's start with the biggest news of the week. And big congrats to the USC women's track and field team for winning the outdoor Big Ten title. They got 121 points. And also congrats to the men for coming in fourth overall, but USC getting another Big Ten title. So really excited for them and wishing them now best of luck as they head to the NCAAs. And up next for them will be athletes who are qualified. We'll go to the NCAA West Regional, which will be held in College Station at the E.B. Cushing Stadium at Texas A&M's campus from May 28th through 31st. So definitely opportunities for USC to help start their campaign for national titles. So wishing best luck to both the men's and women's track team, and congrats again to the women's track and field team for winning the Big Ten outdoor title in their first crack at it. So meanwhile, a bit of football news surrounds Lincoln Riley's compensation from 2023. He made $11.5 million in reportable compensation based on the school's latest federal tax returns, which was $10.2 million in base compensation, and he also got $100,000 listed as a bonus and incentive compensation, and $1.15 million, which is listed as other reportable compensation. So definitely shows the big commitment USC has made in Lincoln Riley. That said, though, I think this is the year they're going to turn around. Obviously, you're seeing all the support they're putting around him, especially getting Chad Bowden, just the uptick in recruiting. So I think this is going to be the breakout year for USC. I'm actually feeling good about this for sure. So meanwhile, on to other sports that are happening. Rowing took sixth overall in the Big Ten championships with 131 points in Indianapolis over the weekend. That was on Saturday and Sunday, with the highlights being the first varsity 4 and the first varsity 8 boats winning the petite final. So up next, team will find out tomorrow if they get into the NCAAs. The selection show is tomorrow at 2 p.m. on NCAA.com, and the NCAAs themselves run from May 30th through June 1st. So I'll have an update next week if USC gets one of the 13 at-large bids, and in addition to joining the 9 already automatic conference qualifiers. Men's golf placed 6 out of the 14 teams in the Tallahassee Regional last week from May 12th through 14th, finishing with a just 2 over par and 866 total score, and just one spot shy of making it to the NCAA finals. So congrats on a great season to them. And Jaden Demdemaya finished tied 16th overall. Jack Buchanan tied 19th. Jack Jergy finished tied 27th. Gavin Aurelia finished tied 39th. And Antonio Safa finished tied 57th. So congrats to them on a great season. Would have been cool to get to see them have a shot to compete for a national title, but looking forward to seeing them back out on the courses next year. And then women's golf is about to start day 4, I think, in about 2.5 hours of the NCAA championships in Carlsbad, which started on Friday and run through Wednesday, and all of it can be watched on the Golf Channel. They're currently sitting 4th overall and are even at par and with an 864 total score, and they need to stay within the top 8 of the final day of stroke play to advance into match play, which starts tomorrow. So there are 15 schools left after 3 days, and they'll need a strong day to advance and have a shot at a national championship. But I think this team has shown they're really doing it, especially just having watched just how analytically they are. I think it just shows that this team really is really smart and really evaluates how just everything is hit, and I think it's a really great piece that actually my former boss, Keely Orr, just put out on the team, which I highly recommend everyone checks out if you haven't already. So I think it's definitely a really just really excited for this team and what they can do, but I think they can definitely make a run for it here as they advance into the final days. So yeah, they got one more day of stroke play, and then tomorrow is match play where I think schools will go head to head against each other. So best of luck to them in that. But my piece, but yeah, the piece that Keeley put out was called "Data on the Green" and just how they're using just just really using analytics and really, I guess, moneyballing it to try to give themselves the best edge. So best luck to them. I'll have updates on how they do next week. And then our final sport of today is baseball. So as you can see, everything's starting to wind down. So these Monday rundowns are getting a little shorter now because of that. But baseball definitely, there's a lot going on with them, especially as their season will be going on, could be going on for a while, as baseball is the last sport to really end the year in the NCAA's calendar each season. So baseball lost 2-3 against Washington last week from Thursday to Saturday. They lost 5-3 on Thursday, lost 3-1 on Saturday, then won the finale 10-3 on no, if they, okay, I'm gonna start over real quick. They lost 5-3 on Thursday, lost 3-1 on Friday, and then won 10-3 on Saturday. So game one, USC got a run in the second and two more in the third, but then things went downhill after just after Andrew Johnson gave up 3 runs in the 2 runs in the fifth, and Caden Hunter gave up a 3-run homer in the sixth. But Andrew Johnson, I think, has really been, for the most part, has been a really great starter for this team. He's had 5 strikeouts in an otherwise good outing. He's really blossomed, and I think like I'm really impressed with how he's done. Just whenever he's been pitching much longer outings now over the last few weeks, and I think he really earned that starting spot. So I'm really excited to see him continue to flourish in the in the Trojans starting rotation. Game two, Washington struck first got 3 runs with scoring in the second, fourth, and sixth. USC's lone run was in the top of the third, and Caden Aoki had a solid start, giving up 2 runs, but had four strikeouts, and then Sax Matson also I thought had a great game, and then had 4 strikeouts. And Sax Matson just also didn't give up a hit or run, so he's also been doing really well. But it's definitely just a tough game there. Definitely more of a pitcher's duel that day. But game three was definitely wild, and especially with the implications, because USC was up 2 games on Washington in the conference standings, but with the Huskies winning the first two, it tied it up both teams at 17-12, which meant that that fourth seed in the Big Ten tournament was on the line in that final game of the regular season. And while, yes, USC and UW were going to play each other later this week, regardless, they knew what their pool was. It was just who was going to be the fourth and fifth seed. That actually matters. And not just because of who's the designated home and visitor for that. That doesn't, I mean, well, it does, but it's not like, oh, it's at your home field. But where it really matters is how the Big Ten tournament is structured. There are 4 pools of 3 teams. So you play both teams in your pool, and with the winner of each pool advancing to the elimination round. So it'll be the 4 teams there that then single elimination to determine the Big Ten champion. Where it matters is if all 3 teams in the pool go 1-1, basically you lose one and then win one, and you get the idea everyone does that. It's going just the highest ranked seed in the tournament, which I think completely is fair. It rewards the teams that do better in the conference during the regular season. So I'm completely fine with it, but definitely it's huge if USC can get that and then know that if everything goes 1-1, that they, are still in it, that they, will still advance. So for this reason, this game 3 mattered for that. And so because that, let's get into it now. So game 3, USC got up 4-0 by the top of the 6th inning, but UW got a run in the bottom of the 6th, and then 3 more runs in the bottom of the 7th. And then it's 4-4 after 9 innings. But then USC had a monster 10th inning with Ethan Hedges having a 3 RB, a bases clearing double, and then Adrian Lopez following it up with a 3-run homer. He hit 6 runs to clinch the number 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament. So definitely a big win for USC to secure that edge over the Huskies in the tournament. And like I said, it was crucial because USC and UW are playing each other on Friday. And it just really mattered for that tie-breaking purposes. And they'll be in Pool D. Like I said, it'll be USC, UW, and Penn State. So the tie's automatically going to USC if they all split it. If all USC, UW, and Penn State all go 1-1. So USC finishes the regular season 34-20 and 17-10 in Big Ten play. Or no, 18-12 in Big Ten play, my bad. And they are fourth in the Big Ten, will be the 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament, which will starts tomorrow and runs through Sunday. But USC doesn't start play till Thursday. And they'll face Penn State on Thursday at noon and Washington on Friday at 8 a.m. And if they win the pool, they will play the winner of Pool A, which is likely to be Oregon, who's the number 1 overall seed in the tournament, in the semifinals on noon on Saturday, and then the Pool B or Pool C winner on Sunday at noon, which is likely going to be UCLA or possibly Iowa. But basically, this tournament could be a long week, and USC needs to take advantage of their extra rest before potentially playing for 4 straight days. And while they seem like they can get into the NCAAs, it's still going to be a long fight until the end of the tournament, especially because while you got the rest now, you're going to have to play 4 straight days to clinch the automatic bid, which I think USC just at least needs to keep winning games, just put themselves in the best spot, especially after a tough couple of last weeks where things haven't exactly gone the best. But that said, though, you got fresh slate, and you're playing 2 teams who you've played before. All the teams you'll play, and the 2 teams you've got on schedule now are teams you've already faced, so you know what to expect from them. And you face them and definitely it's going to be 2 tough ones for sure. Like Penn State beat USC once, UW beat USC twice, so Trojans definitely have a lot of work to do. But I still am confident in this team, and I think they can get the job done to win both games. But still, definitely is going to be a fight till the end. So USC has got to come playing their best baseball, especially against 2 teams that, while they know them and how they play, those teams also know how USC plays. So USC just needs to come ready for it. But should still be, I think, a really exciting tournament, especially with just Big Ten. Obviously, I think getting a boost by getting the 4 West schools in UCLA, Oregon, Washington, and USC. I think those are all big additions, and especially with Oregon and UCLA splitting the Big Ten title this year, it just shows just how just impressive this conference is. So I'm really excited for it and just what's to come of it. So yeah, just with everything out, I'm really looking forward to the tournament. So last week, I didn't go to any games, in part because the CSUN game was canceled and USC was on USC baseball. The CSUN baseball game for USC was canceled, and the team was on the road, and with graduation, didn't make it to anything. And so I remain at 99-37 on the season and 310 and 117 all time. So my plans for this week are, if USC baseball makes it to the elimination round, gets out of their pool, I think I'm going to go to that is what I'm planning, but definitely got to just wait and see before, I do that, but I think I can pull that. So I definitely want to go check it out, especially with how fun this team has been, and want to go see them to the end, especially if they got a good shot to make the NCAAs, and hoping that's also close by so I can keep going to games there. But that's definitely kind of what's in the plans for me this week. So really looking forward to following this team on TV for a couple days before hopefully joining them out in Omaha. And that's the other thing. So they're playing at the site, Charles Schwab Field, which is the site of the College World Series. So I think that's also kind of cool for the team. But looking forward to cheering them on and cheering on everyone, all the USC teams this week who have a shot to win the national championships. I'll bring you all updates on all of it next week. That's going to do it for us here on Behind the Caution Tape. Thank you again, everybody who's been subscribing, liking, commenting, and just supporting me throughout this whole year. It's been really fun, and we're not going away. As long as there's a USC team still playing, season 1 will continue, and then obviously probably take a bit of a break then, and then ramp up is like maybe around the time of media days, but I'll figure all that out after the conclusion of season one. But thank you again for everybody who's been supporting me throughout this. It means the world to me. Make sure to follow me on social media at CrashLit. Be sure to check out my website, crashlit.com. I'll see y'all next week and fight on.